it's another day, another word of God. Today specifically, we're going to be looking at John 7 and what it says and how Jesus is going to encourage us, even when it seems like we're alone, even when it seems like he's not here with us. He is here, but maybe he's like in secret in a mysterious way. He's always watching, he's always looking out for us, and he has that overview. He doesn't have to be completely like physically with you, but he has that overview of your life and what you're doing in every aspect of you, in every aspect of what you're doing. He's always going to be there whether you like it or not. He says that he doesn't want the Jewish leaders to kill him because it's not his time. And he knew that it wasn't his time because God's will was like sufficient in his life. Like he couldn't be Jesus, the Son of God, if it wasn't for God's will in his life. And so the disciples are confused about this. They're confused about many, many things throughout Jesus' whole life. And he has so much patience for them and so much patience for us. But they're once again kind of confused about why he can't like come out and just say, who he is. And he says that, or it says in chapter 7, he did not want to go about in Judah because the Jewish leaders there were looking for a way to kill him. And then his disciples say, no one who wants to become a public figure acts in secret. And then therefore Jesus told them, my time has not come yet. For you, any time will do. The world cannot hate you, but it hates me, because I testify that its works are evil. You go to the festival. I am not going to go up to the festival, because my time has not fully come yet. After he had said this, he stayed in Galilee. However, after his brothers had left for the festival, he also, not publicly, but in secret, went. Now at the festival, the Jewish leaders were watching for Jesus and asking, where is he? Among the crowds, there was widespread whispering about him. Some said, he is a good man. Others replied, no, he deceives people. But no one would say anything publicly about him for fear of leaders. So this goes to, chapter 7 points out many, many points that we can take for our life. But the one point that I really want to talk about in this 5-minute message is Jesus' testimony. Jesus' testimony, it is all about him being the light in the dark, and there's an appointed time for him. And when we think that he is not here with us, and he says, you go to this place, and he calls us to whatever place he calls us to, or he tells us we feel a little bit conviction of doing this certain thing, and he tells us to put it away, to put it down, and to surrender it. Sometimes we can feel like we're alone in that, but Jesus is always going to be with us. And he went over to the place where his disciples were, even though he said to his disciples, I'm not gonna go, but you go ahead and go. So sometimes he calls you to test your faith, to test if you're going to trust him and trust his like inklings and convictions maybe and callings. And then the next part of John 7, and this John 7 has a lot of things that could be discussed. But who Jesus is, it really created some division. And it says, any time is good for you, but my time is appointed. Like Jesus says that we can think about how we want it, when we want it, but for him and his life and for his will for our life, sometimes those things have to be appointed time, and that's the hardest thing. I'm going through that right now too. If you want something now, and if you want to have that breakthrough right now, but it's taking a little bit longer than you like, if you want that blessing or promise that he has promised you, but it's taking a little bit longer than you would like, it is so hard. But Jesus encourages us to keep on trusting him and know that he is overseeing everything, even though you think that he's not there.